Well, since everyone's here, why don't I call the meeting to order? Consistent with the governor's order, suspending certain provisions for the open meeting law and banning gatherings to more than 10 people, this meeting will be conducted by remote participation to the greatest extent possible. The public may not physically attend the meeting, obviously, but every effort will be made to allow the public to view or listen to the meeting in real time. So first things first, public engagement. We don't have any tonight, Ann, or do we?
We don't. The two people that I had contacted are not coming.
Okay. So, let's grab my papers. So do we have a couple abatements we'd like to review?
Yes, please. So you want to just start in?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first one's 271 Water Street. So it's a 6 unit building. He got a bill that he just can't afford. It's his bill was 50, well, it was 5778.45, and he thought that was extremely high. He didn't have any changes in his tenants, doesn't do watering. It's a brick building, doesn't do watering. It was considerably higher than his other reads. You can see it on the sheet that I sent. It's been gaining momentum. So he started out 5 cycles ago at 28, then went to 41, then went to 54, went to 9,000, now 34.5 was the March. This was back in March. So it's not summer use.
That's extraordinary. It's a huge jump, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, she got frozen there for a little bit.
6 units could flow, a lot.
Sorry, Ann, you froze on us for a minute there.
I'm back.
Yes, so we just were saying that was quite an increase in
Yes.
March.
Yeah, so we tried to get to see if it was changing tenants or if they added people, if there was a leak. Anthony didn't have much, he couldn't tell me any data on that. Looks like the bill's back to a little less now. I meant to look up his, hold on one sec. So he was down to 64 or back to 64,000 cubic feet. So it was back to normal, I would say, in the July bill.
Okay.
And then has there been one more bill since then?
The October bill was 6,700. So that they were 64 and 67.
Okay.
That is a huge jump. Wow.
Yeah, so we had sent him a denial notice just because there's no meat to the dispute. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't figure out, like, the number of people didn't go up. He didn't, there was no leaks.
So no plumbing services, no one's come out?
He says no.
And when we checked the meter, Everything was normal, it looks like, from the,
Yes, although it is an older meter, Rockwell, and so it could be changed out at some point.
and that's something the town would do for a 6-unit, or would they?
Yes,
Okay,
but you know the case, I would say it would slow down, not speed up for a month and then
right. Yeah, no,
all be
that's,
well.
yeah. I mean, I certainly feel bad for them, but I don't know what we do in this situation when there's zero information. It's hard to just tell somebody not to pay, and they don't have any outdoor, well, this was winter usage anyway.
Correct.
Wow.
And there's no way to, I'm assuming I know it's 1 meter, so there's no way to further streamline to see if it was a particular unit. Is that right?
We did suggest to him he may want a sub-meter or have he does have a maintenance person who watches over the building for him. I said he might want to start taking weekly reads,
Mm,
see if they can see a spike, and then try to find out what happened during that week.
right. So so what he's just sharing that he can't afford it. He can't
Correct.
explain it and he can't afford it.
Correct. I think it did come as a surprise.
Okay. Well, it's surprising to us also. It's
Yes.
quite high. Yes. Yeah, I mean, we can only speculate, right? I mean, an undetected leak doesn't typically rectify itself, right?
Correct.
Unless it's something that was left running.
Right. I wonder if there are children. Do we know if there are children in these units?
There are a few.
Yeah. It's one of those things you gotta, look at the information that's in front of you, and
Right.
you don't really have anything.
So we did stop the interest, take off the demand, and offer him a chance if he wanted to do a payment plan.
I like that idea.
That seems very fair.
Yeah, I think that seems fair too.
It's giving him an opportunity to, make it whole, but also try to help him out a little bit. I know these are trying times for everybody, but based on the information in front of us, it's kind of hard to,
Yep.
give a break on a bill that you don't have any proof of anything really.
If he were to do the sub-metering that you're talking about, Anne, is that going to be a cost to him?
Yes, and I'm not even sure his building could be sub-metered. It all depends on how it's plumbed.
Okay.
But we would assist him if that's something he'd be interested in. We'd certainly go out and help him and talk to him about it and show how it could be done. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I don't know, Elena, you and Joe and Anne have more experience in this realm, but wouldn't you, it's very difficult, as Chris said, because there's no real information here. The way the building's set up, if there is no apparent leak, it's very difficult to pinpoint, right? If there were sub-meters, we could at least say unit X had some type of issue.
Yeah. Agreed. I don't see how we possibly abate anything. I think it's more a matter of helping him figure out how to pay for it and over what period of time. And even with sub-metering, that can be a substantial cost. And if this problem is truly gone, then it might not be worthwhile. But even if it's not gone, it still might not be worthwhile because there are very strict state laws as to when you can and can't charge tenants for water.
Mhm.
And so even if he were to sub-meter, it might help him figure out which unit the water use is coming from if it happens again. But it's not going to give him any assistance in recouping the cost.
I see.
He'd still have to pay for it himself. So I don't know. I don't think sub-metering is ever a bad thing because it just gives you more information. But if the problem is gone, he might want to just not put in sub-meters unless the problem crops up again.
Right. So Joe, Ann, do we need a vote on this?
You're muted, Joe.
I can hear.
Sorry. Yeah, paper thin walls. I would say if the board is choosing not to pursue an abatement, then yes, I would vote on it. But Ann and I can certainly make sure that we do our due diligence as far as trying to set up, some sort of arrangement to relax the payments a little bit so this person has a little flexibility.
So I'll make a motion to deny the request for an abatement, but to request that the town work with the property owner to set up a payment plan.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Awesome, thank you. The next one is 410 Salem Street, Unit 1504. So she apologized, she didn't make the last one. She's very nervous to come and talk, so she doesn't know what happened. She has this home. She let her mother stay there for 2 months, 87 years old, who had COVID issues at her elderly housing. She went to Florida. Her mother has bad eyesight. She's like, she could have left something running. She could have left the toilet. She goes, she wouldn't know that she did. And they were shocked when they got a bill for $1745.26.
So I think, did we talk about this one last time?
We did, and she was gonna come and talk and then didn't come. And she
Okay,
wanted
got
to come
it.
This time, so.
Well, this is sort of another unfortunate issue where the water went through the meter, right?
Yes.
How is there, do you think would be fair to do a similar arrangement for her? Offer a payment plan, and I feel badly, you feel terrible that it sounds like she is in a certain, it's going to be a hardship for her. So I would want to help her as much as I could, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Within the precedent that we have already handling these types of issues, Anne.
Yes, and her usage went right back down. It was big, well, her mother visited, but then it went down back to her normal usage, which was like 1,000 cubic feet.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was 4,200. It almost, not that we want anyone not being truthful, but it almost makes you wish that someone like this said, I think she left the hose running.
Yes, yes.
It was summer. It was, it was watering season.
Mm-hmm.
And if it had been an outdoor issue, then at least we could abate the sewer. But, without any information to indicate that, it really makes it hard to come to that conclusion.
And it is a condo complex.
Okay.
So I'm assuming if there was an issue with the plumbing, the management office would have helped taking care of it, talk to her about it, whatever the case is.
Okay. So these are sub-metered condos?
Yes.
Okay.
She does have a spigot though outside her house, but
Okay. Yeah, I similarly don't really see how we approve an abatement, but I do feel very bad.
Mm.
I mean, is this
So-
go ahead, Maria, sorry.
I was just going to say, I'm assuming, Anne, since she's been in touch with you all, that you've sort of held off on penalties and interest and all that.
correct.
So would it make sense if what do you think about, we hope we don't issue penalties or interest, but set up again some type of flexible payment plan for her.
Absolutely.
I think that's really fair too. Because I do feel bad as well. I agree.
Yeah.
It's tough times. It's a lot different than what we normally, I'm sure, have gone through. It's
Right.
tough for everybody. It's very difficult to navigate it, you know.
Definitely.
Great. So that's what I'll do. I'll contact both of them tomorrow.
All right, so we should make another
Vote,
motion then
yes.
and.
Yep.
All right, I will make a motion to deny the abatement request for 410 Salem Street, number 1504. But request that the town work out a payment plan and not charge demands and interest.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Okay. Any updates, Joe? Board updates?
Sure. So this week on Thursday, recycling RFPs are due. So we are anxiously awaiting those to see what may be inside. As soon as I get them, I'll share some more details with you guys. It sounds like so far some of the questions that we got back are pretty good. And a few of the vendors were pretty optimistic that they were able to offer us some of the things that we were looking for as far as those alternates were concerned. So time will tell. Maria, so you were interested in still being part of the sit down that we have with them?
I'm happy to, I don't know when it's going to be, but if I can, I'd be happy to join you.
So it would probably be the first week of December, give or take. So what we'll do is we'll get the copies Thursday, and we'll make sure if you're still interested, we'll get those to you so you can read them.
Okay.
Then we'll take a little time. We're going to compile it, and then I'm probably going to, lay them all out on paper comparatively so you can compare kind of apples to apples and pricing and some of the other things that they offer. And then from there, we'll invite them all to come in or chat via Zoom, where we'll be able to, if there's anything, in particular that we want them to expand on a little bit, we could start that process and then begin to negotiate some other things, in subsequent sit downs at that point. So I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what may or may not come with it, but I'm optimistic that there's going to be some good stuff there. Other than that, the RFP for our building facility feasibility study is going out. So we'll be doing that shortly to see what exactly are our options as far as staying in the place that we are and building some sort of new facility and or evaluating potentially another piece of property in town if there is one that could suit our needs and that, the town could see us moving to. Other than that, it's just basically getting done everything we can while we have the nice weather for the next couple of days. And then unfortunately, probably starting to think about winter or more short-term task-oriented type projects. But so goes with the seasons, I guess.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Anyone else with anything, updates or concerns or?
Can I just, we just have Barry, we have 3 Mason Road. We were just gonna look for a determination on that if we can. I don't think we can come to a conclusion yet on Lakeside. I
Okay.
scored some more information on for them, but she's still doing the tablets and checking the toilets.
Okay.
Great. So what was the address of the one?
30 Mansion Road.
Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Just have to refresh my memory which one
Yeah.
that was.
I have to find that.
So the owner came the last meeting. He spoke about he didn't think he had done water use outside. They had been away in Florida. He was only home 19 days of that billing cycle.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that was another instance, I believe, that they were there for part of the billing cycle and it was summer. And I believe, am I correct that his wife was a gardener or does gardening?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm that a hose or something could have been on and leaking or not shut off properly. Would you?
I'm looking, what was the amount of the bill that they had that was high?
Let's see. So it was like he had zero usage in for the the March bill and then 1,200 for the June bill. And he was saying he was only there for what, 14 days or something like that. And he's saying that, oh no, maybe that's is that an internal note? Didn't water in June? I guess that's an internal note that someone wrote on this. He's saying he was in the residence for 19 days and that the 12, cubic feet or whatever, to 1,200, whatever it was totally not possible in 19 days.
And do you know what his next bill was?
Yeah, so the bad news is we can't compare the next bill because he did say he did watering. So he used 3,800 cubic feet the next bill.
Yeah, which is consistent with his
Yeah,
4,200 and 3,400 in the other, watering seasons.
Yep.
So too, you probably have the consumption history too. The bill in question is June 23rd, 2020. They used 1,200 cubic feet. The year previous, they used 1,000. Previous to that, same quarter was 800. So there's, a couple of other reads in the ballpark, shall we say?
Although, didn't they say that they don't normally go away?
they were in Florida longer than they had anticipated this year due to COVID.
Okay. This one's so tough because there's such an erratic pattern of usage normally that, maybe they did just water a lot on those 19 days. I don't find it that out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's very hard to know. But I mean, if somebody was in the residence, which he's saying he was there for 19 days, it's possible that something was left on, or I mean, it appears that the meter is not broken. Did he check? And I can't remember. Was he?
Yeah, a couple of people from the water department went over and checked and made sure there wasn't a leak and walked around to see if they could see anything leaking. No luck. And the
Oh.
meter was running fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's a tough one.
So he's looking at if he dividing his consumption by 91 days. Let's see. I'm just curious by 19 days. I'm curious how it compares to his consumption during his usual watering seasons.
So for the next bill, for the October bill that he just received, it was 3,800 cubic feet.
But if you look at like his other summer watering, he's got 42, his average consumption is 42, 40. He's even got one in there that's 80. And this comes out to 63. when you divide it just by the 19 days. So it doesn't seem to me like that's out of the realm of possibility for water they could have used in 19 days if they were watering a lot. Although she's saying she didn't water in June. I don't know.
Well, are they saying that, or is that what they're actually
They
saying?
are saying that, yes, that they didn't water until July.
I don't see how we abate this person and we just denied someone with a $1,700 bill who, similarly has no idea what caused it. I think this water went through the meter.
I agree.
It certainly would appear so.
We must not be in as generous of a mood tonight as we were when we heard it last time. Or I guess we were just waiting for Chris to
Well, in all seriousness, right, we would need a very large budget line to accommodate all of these mystery instances where we really just cannot put a pin in where that water went.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And what would you recommend?
I'd recommend he has gotten a denial letter originally, and he wanted to take it the next step. I think we'll have to deny it. If he needs help with the payment, I'm sure we could do something with him. I don't think he does. I believe he already paid it in full.
Okay. Yeah. It looks like it's not out of whack cost wise with what his bills oftentimes are. So, all right, I'll make a motion to deny the abatement request for 3 Mansion Road, and request that if they need help with payment, the town work with them to establish a payment plan.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Any other business anyone might have?
Yeah, that's about it for me, unless Ann has anything else to add.
No, at one of an upcoming meeting, maybe we could talk about the dispute form, and I think I sent it last time. If anyone had any ideas to change or thought we should add something, let us know.
Okay.
And did I miss anything from last meeting? I know I didn't get to attend it, but I wasn't sure if there was any other news or anything that I might have missed.
We were mostly talking about abatement requests.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what my notes have.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that lakeside. We had a lot of public participation on the abatement request, so we spent a lot of time talking with the residents.
Oh,
Nice.
that's right. Yes, Chris, we had just a resident that just sort of jumped in, sort of
Oh, yeah.
not quite mid-meeting, but almost. And he had read that we were going to be meeting. And he had concerns really about the cost of the water, and he had gone into tier 2, and he didn't understand how this new system had gotten, sort of, how was it presented? Why would the town embrace it? And so Elena was very helpful in walking him through how we came about the tier system for the water. And I think he left the meeting feeling like he understood it a lot more, and perhaps, like all of us, is just going to be more careful, right? And with hopefully an eye toward conservation. So hopefully.
Excellent. Thank you for that. I just haven't got a chance to, so let's see. What are we looking at for next meeting? Do you have anything important, Joe, coming up that you need us to review or votes or?
No, not at this time. We'll go over once I tabulate some of the recycling. When we get that in, I'll share that and we can discuss that. But
Mhm.
that's really the big one for now. None of the budget stuff will really start till after the new year.
Was there anything at town meeting that was really applicable to us?
No, so the sustainability committee had a couple of warrant articles that went forth. One of them was to eventually work towards a styrofoam takeout container ban. So that passed. That'll be effective essentially July 1. Although there is a provision in it if for some reason the economy doesn't start to correct itself or look any better, the town administrator can give extensions to that. So that'll be something that'll be kind of discretional depending on, what the world looks like at that point in time. So that involves us. The other one was essentially expanding the plastic bag ban on drinking straws. It doesn't ban them outright together. Basically, essentially, my understanding of it is what it does is it's written so that it's not automatically given to you. You would have to ask for it. So again, you'll still see them. People will still be able to get them, but it'll be a secondary ask, not just an automatic. Outside of that, there was the only other thing was the subdivision off of Butler Ave. The town actually purchased a parcel of land that was contaminated with asbestos. The old high school, it was at the present site of the junior high, burned down, I believe, in the late 60s or 70s. And when they demoed the building, they buried some of it on the spot. When the owner was trying to develop it, they found out that it was contaminated, got engaged the town. The town ended up buying them out. And what will likely happen from that point on is the contaminated site will be capped. And whether the town chooses to subdivide it and create a different parcel, sell a piece of it, that's up to the council's discretion. But at least one piece of it will probably become active passive recreation once the capping and everything is complete. Outside of that, it was some budgetary things and the feasibility for the high school, feasibility study for the high school.
And that passed?
Everything passed, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, my husband went, so I missed it, but
yeah, they had mentioned that so the feasibility study for the high school will start moving forward. I am told that it's about a 2-year process in total, and then they'll work through the MSBA to see what they can construct and when they can construct. But the wheels are in motion, so it's coming.
all right. My deadline's 4 years. 4 years till my first one gets to the high school.
Try to expedite that.
Joe, you and I both went to Wakefield High. You and I know
It probably looks the exact same.
nothing much has changed.
That's good. That's the only way I know my way around. Have to learn a new place.
Well, do you want to schedule something for a meeting now, or do you guys want to wait till when you get the recycling? I don't know what day. What day did you say you would be getting those? I don't know if there was a specific day.
So we'll have it Thursday, and then probably the week of Thanksgiving I'll be done putting it all together. And then we're not going to really start talking to them till probably the end of the first week of December, maybe the second week of December, depending on what's going on. So really we can meet whenever the board wants to. It's totally up to you guys. I don't have anything going on that is so pressing that I can't make one of these meetings. So say if it fits in your schedule, it's going to fit in mine.
Well, it looks like the 14th of December would be a Monday that's possibly after when you've gotten the RFPs and, the proposals.
Yep.
If that seems like a good date in between now and the holidays.
I can do the 14th as of now.
Yeah, I can as well.
Such a tough time. You can never predict the holiday season, but
I know.
that would be good to get something in the books.
Yeah, and there won't be
Might be
too
a
much.
little leaner this year.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Does that date work for you, Ann?
Yes, that works fine.
Okay, so. All right. And did you say Anna would be joining us maybe next time, Joe?
Yes, she will be.
Elena, I don't know if you were in the conversation, but I asked Joe if they filled the position for Adam.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's who Anna is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling Chris and Maria, she worked on the left side of the office in water and sewer billing, and now she's moving over to the right side of the office to do principal billing, really.
Okay.
So Anna's background is accounting, numbers. She was a teacher for a little while, so she's a super good fit and very analytical, looking at trends and patterns numerically. So we're excited to get her going and get her rolling. So Ann and her have been working the last couple of days, taking small bites at the apple, but by the time we meet again, she'll be going 100 miles an hour.
And where did Adam go off to?
I'm not 100% sure. So knowing him, he's got a million different things on his plate, and he's off probably doing something fun and fantastic.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that. So
Well, we wish him very good
But-
luck.
Yes. I echo that too. I wish Adam well, and it's certainly a pleasure to work with him the past couple of years.
yeah, definitely.
But I'm confident Joe and Ann made the right pick.
I think we are too. So
Great.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Moved, yes.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
All
Nice
right.
to see you all.
Be well.
Have
You
a good
too.
night, guys. Thanks.